So I just rode my scooter over. There goes the landlord. They're gonna have me scrubbing some mold. They got mold up in this corner here, which means they might have a roof leak. So I'm gonna head up into the attic afterwards to take a look, because it looks like it's dripping down this wall and accumulating down in this corner. And there's some other stuff out on the far side of the house on the other edge that I gotta take a look at. So I'm using a combination of Clorox bleach and Landmark TSP, which is a hard surface cleaner. It comes in like a powdered form. Clorox bleach is in a liquid form. And I'm putting them in 1-to-1, and then I'm adding 2 gallons of water into the mix. And I probably could add a little more water. Then I'm using this big sponge, and we are cleaning walls along with this ladder, getting up into the ceiling. So here we are on the far side of the house. There's my little bucket of bleach. Yeah, and got a little pocket of mold there, but these ceilings look good. So this moisture might actually be seeping in from the ground and absorbing up through the wall. Just at the corner though. So yeah, I'm just gonna be giving this place a little wipe down. I'm gonna check the fiberglass up in the attic and that far corner of the house where the driveway is to see if there's a leak. And I might be checking the insulation beneath the house. I gotta clean out this mold. It's very faint, but it's there. And I'll be caulking the exterior. There's a few cracks in the walls. Yeah, some pretty straightforward stuff. Won't be too hard. Just looking forward to putting my headphones in and tuning out the world for a little bit and just working. Got a little crazy while my family was here, and I'm feeling it. And this is where the hot water heater is, and the furnace. And then in this room over here is where they kind of have like a pseudo garage, which also has a little bit of mold on the bottom exterior of the wall. This wall actually looks like it's been punched in a little bit. Someone was cranky. But yeah, it actually smells pretty wet in here. But washer and dryer and brick wall, so this is technically outside of the house, just like the other room that was leaking. So maybe it was a little faulty addition. Who knows? We'll see as we go. I'll keep checking in. Dylon out. I'm about to start in the main room here. What I do is I spray with a little Clorox bleach solution that's in the bottle, let it soak for a second, and then I come in with the bucket and the sponge, and we are left with really clean lines down here. This is where one of the moldy spots was. That's gone. This whole wall all cleaned up, looking pretty nice. And this room got a little bit on the floor, but again, looking real clean. There are a few little speckles that weren't picked up, but I'll come back and give those another shot later. So, but these exterior walls are looking good. One thing I did notice is that these windowsills are really moldy. And if you take a closer look, these screws are rusty, which means there's a leak in there somewhere. And they'll probably need to be replaced, because cleaning that is not gonna be fun. And I really don't wanna do it, so. Yeah, all 3 in this room are pretty nasty. But not getting sidetracked. Back to the main room. So I'm only about an hour in, and all of these edges are starting to look real clean. I got the windowsill here because it's looking a little dirty. Got all that down here. Got into this room. This corner cleaned up nicely. There's still a couple little speckles that you can see faintly. I don't know if you can see them on this camera, but they're there. And I'm headed up next to tackle this, and then up into the attic which the access point is in the hallway over here, that far hallway there. I'm gonna have to get up there and crawl all the way over. Hopefully the boogeyman's not waiting for me. So we're making great progress. I was able to get the rest of that bottom corner cleaned up, and the majority of all of that. There's still a few little speckles up there, but again, I'll hit that with a little bit of bleach solution later and let it dry to kill it, and hopefully I can just vacuum it up or wipe it off later. On into the mower room. So I slid the mower over, just hit it with the bleach solution, sprayed that bottom corner, and then we got this top corner up here. That spot's looking a little nasty, but I'm hoping that it just wipes right off, like the rest of them. And then afterwards, I will either head up into the attic to check out the insulation situation and the leak on this wall, but up in the front room, or I will head out to silicone and caulk all of the cracks in the brick. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I'm only about an hour and a half in. I'm kind of crushing it. And since I'm adorable, I brought my own lunch. I got coffee and granola here. That was my breakfast. And deep in here, we got a beer. Shh, don't tell anybody. And a yogurt and some popcorn and a Cliff Bar and a whole thing of water. Not the most nutritious, but it'll get me through until this afternoon when I can step out and actually get something better to eat. So my camera didn't want to work for a second, so I pulled out the knife, and I'm just putting the battery case cover back on. Sorry for the crotch shot. Grab my flashlight. Got a respirator, which I'll use when I start to install the fiberglass up in the attic. Dun dun dun, the garage. But anyway, so if I go up here, you can see that it's really black and dark. So what they have here is a bunch of newspaper shavings mixed with what looks to be, I don't know, like a cottony material. And then I'm sure that they mix that with something that will not accumulate moisture. I gotta crawl all the way over to that side to check to see if there's a leak. When I turn the flashlight off, it's very subtle, but there is a little bit of light coming through, and that could be from the vent, or it could be from a little hole. And if we scan around, it's pretty much just all filled with this insulate. That's really what helps keep the house warm. So that's it. I'm gonna get the respirator on and I'm gonna start looking around. The fan to the kitchen is over there, and it looks like one of the vents is right above it. You can see that little bit of light that's actually shining down, not up and through. And I gotta check that out because it looks like there might be a little water damage in the kitchen around the fan because the paint is starting to bubble. So we'll check out that vent, we'll check out that corner, and we'll install some insulation. I'll be back. And I'm about to head up into the crawl space. Got all my skin covered, gonna put some gloves on, and then hopefully I don't get any fiberglass in my body. Heading on up. So I've decided to come outside and caulk the cracks in the wall to create a better seal, you know, throughout the season. The rainy season is coming. And I'm also going to take that crowbar there, and I'll be ripping off these old awnings, and then I will be sealing those holes. And later on Monday, I will be power washing the roof and the exterior of the house once everything dries. Yeah, but this is Martin and Jill's other rental property, probably about halfway from the city to our place. They want me to replace some of the fence posts over there. They have a little composter. Cute little yard. It's a little bit smaller than ours. And yeah, that's it. So it still reeks of bleach inside, but I've been cruising along. Here's that first crack that I showed you guys. So I'm kind of just glopping the silicone in there, which is a gray color and kind of resembles the mortar in between the bricks. It's messy, but it's working. I still got some little cracks here to fill up, but I got this whole line all the way across the back here, which is good. I got some more cracks I'd like to fill up, but I think I want to get a clear for that, just so it's not as noticeable. Got this crack up here. Looks like a whole piece of brick is missing. Not much leaking would happen here, because we got the awning and the roof extending over. But what I did find, this crack kind of comes across the top of this vent here, and then it really opens up. So I'm contemplating not filling it so that the landlord can see what's up, because it's looking a little structurally inept. But this is probably where a lot of the leak is coming from, for the interior, and that crack actually extends all the way along the length of the bottom and up into the porch here. So I think that this is the culprit on this side. So I've been making pretty quick work of this. I got all the awnings off of these windows, and when we get a little closer, we can see that there is some negative space around these windowsills. So I think a lot of the water damage actually came in from around here, and then this trim up here isn't looking too flush. So we might have to sand, power wash, and then reseal all that so that we have a nice good seal. And it looks like all 3 windows here have gaps. So whoever put these on didn't do such a good job. And if you look at it from the side, you can actually see that this surface here tapers inward. And so it'll catch a lot of water down in that area. And then you see here, it's not caulked completely, so water can seep in down through there. And I'll just do a walk around. So Martin grabbed me a quick right water stop cement to fill this giant gap that we have over here. So I laid all that in, got it all nice and smooth, hoping that it dries without cracking, and then I will add a little silicone bead around little other areas that were a little hard to get with the trowel. But overall it's looking good. I cleaned out the gutters, I filled up all these cracks, I got most of these filled too. It looks like a lot of the water damage is coming in. You see that gap above this window. Yeah, and I don't know, whoever made this put it together quickly, and I am here restoring it, which is cool. Monday I'll be back to power wash the underside of this surface, which has collected a lot of moisture and mold, and a lot of the bricking and patio space, just to give it a nice little wash. Yeah, you can see up here, got a lot of mold, but the gutters are now clean, so it should drain properly. I just got to get a new fitting for this so that it drains down and does not help or decay the post. So cool. Yeah, making good work. Beautiful day. Another project he wants me to do is pop out this post here for the fence, this one here, which already seems to have a support built into it, and this one's going to stay because that would be difficult with the tree there. That one's going to stay, and then this one that's leaning is going to come out, as is this one, and then I'm going to pop in new fence panels all the way down, just the way this side has been done, and looks much nicer and cleaner.